mission. One Step Away has a twofold purpose. One, to offer those without shelter meaningful income opportunities and personal growth, selling the paper, soliciting those contributions. And two, to backlight the scourge of homelessness and lack of affordable housing in the Philadelphia area, to bring forward solutions and changes so that everyone enjoys the shelter they deserve.
This is not panhandling. You see someone, a homeless person or a poor person on the street with their hand out, that's one thing. This is something very different. These are people who are taking giant steps toward making their lives better and improving themselves and getting back their independence and gaining shelter. And to watch them make those strides is to me the most exciting thing.
It was just a case of some bad luck coming upon me, and I really was in a situation where I had to leave my situation at home with my kids and come and be. I ran away from the shelter for the longest. I was like, I don't really want to go there, but I'm thinking about it. And once I got there, the transition was made. It was like I became a different person.
I came at once to Richardson in a very unique manner because my home was wrongfully taken by me by the city of Philadelphia, and which have forced me to go take legal action, which I was successfully with. So I'm waiting on the city to actually cut my check and also remodel the inside for what they did to it, because they later found out that it was the wrong home. But make a long story short, I had never been in a shelter before.
I never thought I would be in a situation like this, or my daughters for that matter, but it happened, so here I am.
Well, One Step Away is a little bit different than most street papers. A lot of the street papers have paid staff who actually write the articles for the paper. One Step Away is really unique in that the content of the paper is produced almost entirely by homeless residents at the shelters.
All right, well, let me challenge you. You're hearing gripping stories here. Why are they not in this paper? What can we do about getting them in this paper? Because we can regale each other with these stories all day, but it's not going out there to the rest of the people who can actually do something to change it.
One of the greatest effects I think that has occurred, the young lady named Stephanie Bermuda, she's one of the young writers on the paper. As a result of the paper from the past, she is able to get visions potentially to help her see, because she's partially blind to my understanding. And now that with the word of One Step Away and the insight that people gathered from reading about the paper, a doctor took on her issue and welcomed her in free of charge to help correct her sight, to give her full vision correctly. And if this paper, like I said, doesn't go any further today or tomorrow and collapses, I think that's a success in itself.
There's benefits emotionally and mentally. You know, you try to get things out there and get the word out about the stereotyping and the barriers that are holding you back. But there's been physical advances. People have given me things and things that I've needed for so long that we couldn't afford.
It's the voice of a population that does not have one. And this is the thing that's been neat to watch them get hooked on, is that most of your what we call mainstream media does not cover these issues. That's not right or wrong or good or bad. It's just the way of the world. These are people who you don't read about. These are stories you don't hear about. These are issues you don't get covered in most of the media as we know them. And this is a voice for them. This is a vehicle for them to tell these stories, which they really like.
Looking at me, you would never think I'm homeless. And that means that it's a whole new face on homelessness. Because homelessness is just a person who's looked upon sleeping on the crates in the streets where the steam is coming up off the ground during the winter with boxes over them. And people who are pulling carts behind them, you know, older men, sometimes people who is broke down on their luck and life force with their physicalness and that nature. And now that there's, you know, we're given the opportunity now to take that stereotype away. You follow me? Because with the economical development that's happened in America, it shows that anybody could be in this position.
I hope that more people decide to contribute to it to get what they need to get, and you know, to help themselves personally, and maybe get their stories out there and find other people that can help them get through what they need to get through in their own issues. And I hope that the paper, I hope that the paper expands.
I really hope it really a lot of people get more awareness about really the situation of the homelessness and how, especially the young children, you know, it becomes like a cycle that go over. It doesn't stop, you know, so I hope it brings a lot of awareness to a lot of people that don't know really much about homeless people.
At Woodstock specifically, I've noticed that since One Step Away has been around, the people who have been involved in One Step Away at Woodstock, it's kind of brought a spirit into the shelter of activism. More people are getting involved, from going into writing their stories in One Step Away to starting a fashion show and a talent show to having Halloween parties and celebrating birthdays. It's actually changed the energy in Woodstock in a very positive way, that more residents are getting involved in creating an environment at the shelter that they would like to see.
Basically, I want people to change how they view some homeless people. I know each situation has the good and the bad, and like all people that's in shelters are not bad people. Like sometimes we get stereotyped into that, and that's basically really what I want to portray, is that there are some good people and very intelligent people with skills in the shelter that's just one step away from moving out.